Aphex Twin had a really interesting quote. He said that the holy grail for a music fan is to hear music from another planet, which has not been influenced by us or whatsoever, or even better, from lots of different planets. And the closest that we got to that was before the internet, when people didn't know of each other's existence. And now that doesn't really happen. So the adventures of Ray Gun Tony, the mad scientist Doc Dot, seems to be in line with that, where it's outer worldly. Like, I'm going to take you on an adventure.
I think it's just a way for me to get into a creative space, like to have an idea, like the idea of making some sort of character for me. It's like focused enough, but also open-ended enough to the point where like it gives me direction when I need direction, and then when I have something, I can find a way to like make it fit into my narrative. Not necessarily that the Doppler stuff has a narrative, but it has. I am thinking about like a scientist in his lab when I'm making the music.
Well, also another behavior from people in a different musical generation. I mentioned Aphex Twin. He took 13 years in between projects at some point. What do you think drives people to do that? Like, I've talked with people who say that they have to make music every day or else they feel like their talent isn't being utilized. Maybe he did create music every day and he just didn't put anything out for 4,700 days in a row. Who knows? But what's the psychology around that? I mean, I feel like he could have got away with that in the 90s to the early 2000s, but nowadays, you're going to be working at Jason's Deli in the meantime. How do you sustain yourself? What's the psychology?
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you what he's thinking, but I don't know if anyone can tell you what he's thinking. I think putting things out consistently is important these days, and at least right now where I'm at, and like I said before, trying to reach as many people as possible, putting out new music and having new artwork and having a new idea is important. And especially again with the nature of sampling, I think it's, I don't want to say easier, but it's just sometimes quicker. And you, at least for myself, I always want to put things out immediately, and I could, but then later on I'm like, no, I'm glad I didn't put this out then, because now I've worked on this and now it's even better and I have a more cohesive thing. But then I could see myself, like you said, falling into that trap and just doing that over and over and over again. And then who knows how much time has gone by. I could see for myself 4 years going by without putting out music because I keep pushing whatever is coming.